What is up, everybody? Totoki here today, and we're going to talk about the Sony CFO, Hikori Totoki, and how he has stated that he believes that Sony is not going to follow through with a plan similar to Xbox with Game Pass putting the games day and date, because he says that the quality of first-party games would decline if they were added to the PlayStation Plus on day one. So, very interesting statement from this guy. We have heard similar statements before from the ex-CEO, Sean Lady, said something very similar, that the script service is not sustainable, but Microsoft seems to make it work. I honestly don't believe all these companies need to follow that suit. I mean, me as a consumer, I'll be happy if Sony did the same thing, put their games day one on their PS Plus service. The better for me as a consumer is all I can really care about, but they're not going to follow suit. A lot of Sony guys are kind of celebrating this news, which is getting a little weird. Like, why would you celebrate and not be able to get the games cheaper? And then the nonsense in how the games will decrease in quality. How are they decreasing quality? Just put on a service, and your audience is buying these games, getting these other script service rather than paying $7 per video game. So I don't know how they would decrease in quality, so to say. So, and people are saying they're comparing it to Game Pass as usual. When Game Pass, with their model with Game Pass, putting their games day and date, they actually won an award last year, the Metacritic Award for Best Game Publisher of 2021. So that's not a true statement, because Microsoft even did better, and Sony, compared with the critics' decision. Most critics say Microsoft did better that year. So with their games that came out, so the decrease in quality is not so. We even see on other services like Netflix. Netflix has pretty good original content. Amazon Prime does. Those are companies which their content is pretty much exclusive. Like most of their content is exclusive, like Stranger Things. I can't think of the Netflix stuff, but you know Netflix shows in general. With Amazon, you got The Boys, which is really popular, which is exclusive to their platform. So that kind of shows you that original content can work on that platform, on a streaming platform or whatever. But sometimes I got a copy, which, like I said, is a bummer, but it's not as expected, because their fan base has no problem paying someone else for video games, and they would even champion that thought of paying someone else for video games, because they think they're getting a better quality product, but that is not the case. It's like, what was their most recent game? The last few games they released, Horizon Forbidden West, got overshadowed within a week, and I don't think they are really too proud about those sales numbers, to be honest, because we don't see like their usual bragging statements they make when a game does really well. We haven't heard any type of statement about how well Horizon Forbidden West has sold, so I don't think that game was doing too hot. Then we had Gran Turismo, the most recent Gran Turismo game. That game had like an extremely low rating on Metacritic for user score. The people who test the game out did not like it. The audience did not like that game, so they have not had a good track record so far with their recent releases. So it's kind of seems like the quality is already declining, if we're being honest. Like, I can't think of any like real first-party Sony game that sold extremely well besides Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is getting the MCU boost. That game is only doing so well because anything Spider-Man is hot right now. He had the Into the Spider-Verse movie, which did very well. We had the No Way Home movie, which did very well, and we have the MCU backing it. So it's like anything Spider-Man is going to do really well right now. So other than that, I think maybe Ratchet & Clank is probably the next runner-up that did really well for PS5 so far, but the other exclusive titles aren't doing that great. They aren't doing that great compared to like a company like Nintendo, especially like Nintendo. Their games are just selling blockbuster amongst their fan base. But Sony is a different story. So let's review some of these comments people are saying about this, saying how putting day and day would decline the service of the quality of the games. Let's see what people got to say about this. Let's see. Still trying to understand the logic. LOL. The game is done and released on whatever day, so adding it to your service the same day would kill the quality. Explains this to me. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. The game is already done. It doesn't matter if you put it on a service or not. The game's already made. How is it going to decrease the quality? That's because Sony can afford to put first-party titles in a subscription service and keep them like Microsoft does with Xbox first-party titles. PS Now at $20 was a failure. That's why it was reduced to $10 a month, then merged to PS Plus. Okay. No. Adding a game to a platform doesn't make a decrease in its quality. Adding Spider-Man doesn't solely make it a crap game. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They put the exact same game. It's not going to change anything. the quality of the game is not going to decrease. The game's already made. Maybe you might try to put like some DLC or some microtransactions trying to offset the cost so more people can buy it to get more extra extended revenue. But the game is already made, so I don't see how is it decreasing the quality of the game. It doesn't make any sense to me. Sony has great devs. Why would they stop being great at making games just access change? The devs make a salary, not to mention the people doing the subscription service. Xbox won Metacritic publishers of the last year, and the only time on average has been higher than 85. Yeah. The Xbox did extremely well last year with their games released. They did extremely well. So that whole quality being reduced stance doesn't make any sense. It doesn't hold any water. Xbox just proved that the stance doesn't hold any weight at this point. So. Meanwhile, Xbox was top publisher of the year just by stating that publicly shows how insecure they are with those executive decisions. Yeah, Sony needs their base to spend $7 for the video games at this point. It's like they want you to spend $7 for each of those video games. They are not trying to give you a deal whatsoever. I don't think Horizon Forbidden West is even getting a price drop. I was like, they are definitely not trying to give you a deal on those first party titles. So at the moment. PlayStation Spartacus is DOA. Everyone who doesn't run a multi-billion-dollar company is saying it's possible because $2 trillion company can do it. Think about that. Sure, we're not saying we're experts at it, but we see why they're not doing it because they can't make as much money as Microsoft was doing it. I mean, Microsoft was doing just fine at it, so Sony just doesn't want to do it. I mean, like, I know each company has their own way of doing things, but it's kind of like the competition is giving you a better service and a cheaper price, and they're still having a top-rated game. So the excuses are kind of weighing thin at this point. I was like, the competition is killing it. Microsoft is killing it right now, and Sony is just looking, I don't know, just looking a little spooky for Sony, especially with the last releases. Haven't been hitting at the ballpark lately, so. In other words, not enough money to pull it off. Is this why Microsoft was Metacritic's publisher of the year of last year? Yeah. That's a lie and a half, but okay. I can wait for those games with $20 bargain bin within a month with stacks and stacks of copies no one wants to buy, except The Last of Us 2. Yeah, that was one game that it got highly rated, but it was in the used section like a little shortly after release, so. They would decline based on the developer's choice of hitting target profit margins over delivering a quality game. Would Sony make money? Yes, but Sony has a duty it shares not to its gamers. Okay. So it's better for consumers to have demos instead of full new games on the highest tier. Yeah, still not over that. They charge you for game demos, which is crazy. They literally charge you for game demos. You're already paying for a line, cloud saving, backwards compatibility, and this basically confirms you're paying for demos. Yeah. LMAO, this guy has been in a coma for the past 2 years. Nobody has been happy with PC component prices. What does this have to do with anything? Okay. I smell BS. They just don't have the money to do such things. That's all there is to it. I have no doubt in my mind that if they could do what Microsoft is doing, they would be making money and coming out crying success. Yeah. Xbox guys are mauling over nothing. I mean, I don't think people are really upset about this. It's kind of like, it just shows you that the argument just holds no weight because Microsoft proves their argument wrong, saying quality is decreasing. Microsoft has said otherwise. Their games keep getting better and better. And it's like one of the biggest games of this year is going to be Starfield. It was like, and they released on day and date on the service, so it just doesn't make any sense that that statement this guy is making right here. Translation, we don't have the money that Microsoft has to pull this off. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. I really never understood this logic. What would you actually force the devs to do to reduce the quality? A quality studio will make a quality game if allowed to work, yeah. That's like if they made quality stuff before, why would it change at that point? Just because it's on a service. They are weird. Just like how they said, we believe in generations. SSD so powerful, games can't run without it. GC7 Forbidden West got awards PS5 only. Yeah, they have a lineup of making false statements that's been proven wrong later on. Yeah, I would agree, and it's smart for Sony not to try. My friends on the Xbox side need to stop wanting Sony to do what Microsoft does. Why would you not want the competition? If one company is giving you a good deal, why would you want the other companies to give you a good deal? That's like when all the fast food joints was doing like the you get like 4 items for like $4, the 4 for 4 meals. Because I think Wendy's started first, then you had like Burger King do it. Then maybe McDonald's probably do it. It's like, why would you go to Burger King after going to Wendy's, and then Wendy's has this amazing offer? You wouldn't want Burger King to have the same thing. So it's like the same thing. But apparently you can't want that. You can't want that if you are Xbox fan. You won't play on if you don't play on PlayStation Studio. You shouldn't want them to have the same type of deal. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. Even they know their own services won't work. Why? Because they know their base doesn't play games enough for it to matter. Got to play more than just Call of Duty, Fortnite, FIFA, and NBA 2K22. Yeah. We don't have the capacity. Their plans to this are face meltingly bad. Why would giving a game away at launch affect how much money it can make, and indeed whether it can be made at a current AAA scope at all? Brains ratted by YouTube. Okay. Nobody wants to see the quality of Sony's first-party titles diminish in any way, but this sentiment rings false to me. The only way the quality will diminish if the revenue will be lower. I mean, the future budgets will also be lower, so it's not a quality issue, it's a money issue. Yeah. Christ, imagine if they got worse. Yeah, what was the quality issue? This is one of my favorites. I almost forgot to mention. With Returnal, when that game was literally like erasing people's save data or corrupting people's save files, what was the quality concern then at that point? Okay, but yeah, this is kind of ridiculous though. It's like, I mean, this is gonna be the move. This is gonna be the move they're making, but the reason why they're making this move just doesn't hold up. Doesn't hold any weight because Microsoft is bringing games day and date, and their games are still quality. The one of the highest anticipated games of this year, Starfield, is gonna release day and date, so that's gonna be a quality exclusive. So it doesn't hold any weight. So they're gonna give their excuses they can to say why they can't do it. I don't believe it at all. I think there's just a money issue. And their fans would just go along with it. Like, you see how the comments of people saying that they actually think it's going to decrease the quality because they put on a day-and-date service, which just makes no sense. But it is what it is, as they say. So I'm going to conclude it right here. Definitely want to see your thoughts down below about the CFO statement. Leave a like for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.